The first boss we have is Idux Gundyr. His weakness is fire and frost. He's the first boss. He is parryable if you want to try it. But the main thing on this boss, his attacks are, he has wide range. Always stay to the right or behind him. Just roll through his attacks. He has a grab attack. You gotta time your attacks. Just roll through, attack. At halfway, he will transform into a blob snake, which you can get a few hits on when he transforms. When he's in this state, he can grab you with the big mouth of the snake. Just stay to the right of him and behind him and you should be fine. Just stay close to him. And he can stagger. Vordt of the Boreal Valley. His weakness is the dark, and he's immune to bleed and frost. This boss, he's big. Just stay up close to him. A lot of these bosses, you want to stay close to them and behind them. Just roll to his attacks, get a few attacks in. I always have my shield up when I'm close to him too, though, just to be safe. Now, halfway he'll go in berserk mode where his eyes turn blue and he charges you like a bull. Just dodge, I think it's 3 or 4 times. And when he does this, you can go up, hit him, and it sometimes stops him from doing it. But it gives you a chance to get free shots in. Curse Rotted Greatwood. This is an optional boss. You do not have to fight this one. He's weak to slash and fire and thrust. I found out best is kill that guy, then charge at him. You have to attack the sacks on him. That's the only weakness on him. And the only way to hurt him. But if you're fast enough, you can just pop him. And when this does, he breaks the floor and you enter into the second phase pretty much. Don't worry, the minions will die on the fall and you won't. You won't take any damage. Now I found out best is take your time on this boss. Keep your distance because that hand will grab you and smash you. And you're supposed to attack the hand though. If you stay your distance, he'll usually stand up and then fall over, and that'll give you a chance to attack the hand. But if you want to make it faster, you can charge in and get a few pot shots in on the sack or hand. Just rinse and repeat until he's dead. The Crystal Sage boss is probably one of the easiest bosses in the Dark Souls. What I found out best is just charge it, hit it all you can, stand out in the open, and try and predict where he's gonna, or where it's gonna pop up at. And then when it does, charge it and attack again. If you do this, he won't have a chance to do anything. He's weak to bleed. It can be bleeded. And in halfway mark, if you don't attack it, he'll summon copies of himself, which will try and confuse you. But if you do it fast enough, they will disappear. And to identify, the purple one's always the main one, the blue ones are not. The Deacons of the Deep is a boss where it's a soul that possesses one of the monsters. So all you have to do is avoid all the rest and attack the one that is glowing red. Just dodge until the soul comes back, attack the one that has it. It will jump around. If you want to make this boss fight a little easier, use a weapon that has good AoE. About halfway, this soul will come alive and bring summoners. At this point, you want to attack it pretty fast, but avoid the big guys because they can do some damage on you. If you take a while, they will start summoning a dark abyss, which will surround you and almost kill you. But it takes a while for it to activate, so you don't have to rush completely. At this point, you summon is, and they're all distracted, so you can go in and attack. So you can interrupt it. The Abyss Watchers. He's weak to lightning and backstabs. You can parry him if you want to try. This boss has two phases. The first phase is just him. And after a while of attacking, another abyss will pop up, but not a boss abyss. And he will attack you as well. And then a third will come, but it will kind of be your ally. It still can hurt you, so don't get too close to it. But it can be bait, so you can go and backstab the main boss. This boss is fast and can be unpredictable sometimes. You just need to learn its moves. The one with red eyes is sort of your partner. The second phase, he will have a fire weapon and his attack ranges will be longer. And he does fire attacks. Fire shield will help you through this fight. You just gotta be patient and time your attacks. If you be patient, take your time, you will eventually beat this boss. It can be annoying at some times. The Old Demon King is an optional boss that is weak to bleed and frost. This boss is required by destroying the bridge before going to High Lord Wolnir. You destroy the bridge and go down. This boss, you can't rush. You roll in, attack him a few times, and roll out, because he'll do a massive fire AoE attack. You take your time, rinse and repeat, and eventually the boss will die. This boss is all about being patient and taking your time. High Lord Wolnir. His weakness is his bracelets. In this fight, you don't need your shield as much as you want to attack the bracelets as fast as you can. Because if you take this boss fight too long, he'll start summoning many skeletons and you'll be overrun and die eventually. He does long sweep attacks with his arms, which are predictable. Also, if you take long enough, he will summon a sword and he will attack you with it, but it will only last a few minutes, or a few attacks. But don't stay too close to him all the time, because he will do an AoE attack out of his mouth, and it will insta-kill you if you're close enough. Pontiff Sulyvahn. I think I pronounced that wrong. This boss fight is a dual-wielding fire magic wielder. He will do a flying AoE attack where he slams the ground and fire goes everywhere. Be careful and roll away from it when he does that. Also, he'll charge up like he looks like he's about to do a combo, which he does. I advise either back away from it or roll through all of it. About 65% through his health, or how much he has left, he will kneel on the ground. You can get a few pot shots in if you want, but then an AoE black attack will come out of him. So be advised. And then after that, at halfway, he will summon a doppelganger, which will do the exact same attack that he does. Well, the doppelganger will do one attack, and then he will do the exact same attack. In this phase, he can throw his sword like a beam, so just roll through him or dodge him. When he summons his doppelganger, you can get a few attacks in and even kill the doppelganger before it even comes. Once the doppelganger is dead, it's not dead forever. He can summon it back, but just do the same thing. Just be wary to dodge it twice when they do that. Rinse and repeat until he's dead. Aldrich, Devourer of the Gods. She is weak to fire. She is a caster. You want to dodge those little purple things and just run away. Attack the tail, but don't stand too close when she disappears or you will be hit by that purple AoE. When she does that, when she runs away, just dodge the attack crystals, go towards her. When she attacks, then you attack her. She will usually go to the opposite corner she's usually at, sometimes not. When she does the bow attack, run away, or if you don't, it will insta-kill you. In second phase, it lasts a lot longer. Just be more cautious and don't be as tanky. Also, in halfway mark, she will turn to fire, so when you're near her, you can be hurt by fire. But the move attacks will still be the same, she'll just have fire around her. Yhorm the Giant is a tough boss unless you have the Storm Ruler, which is located behind him on near the throne. So if you're not in New Game Plus, run towards it while dodging him and get it. You can charge it up with L2 and then go in. When it's charged up, lock onto him, hold L2 and then R2, and it'll do a massive attack. You can kill him with a regular sword, but it's not advised because it will take a very long time. In the second phase, he'll turn into a more aggressive fire giant, but it's still the same. Just keep doing exactly what you've been doing, and eventually he will die. As you see, I'm running towards where the Storm Ruler will be located. It is near the throne. Dancer of the Boreal Valley is weak to dark and immune to poison, toxic, and bleed. This boss can be very annoying. I think it's one of the most annoying bosses in the game. She has a grab attack, which you can hear sort of music before she does it. And it will one-shot you unless you are alive with an ember. The reason why this boss fight's so weird is her body movement and attacks can be very unpredictable sometimes. You kind of want to evaluate her attacks, roll through them, and then get a few shots in. Don't be greedy with your shots. This boss is going to be, you have to be patient with. When you get her past halfway, she will do an AoE attack like that and pull out her second sword, in which she will do a combo and start twirling. You can roll through it and get a few shots in. Now this, she will be faster and more resilient with her attacks. Again, you're going to have to be more patient and just roll through her attacks, get 1 or 2 shots in, and then either back away, roll, and block. But again, take your time, be patient, and eventually the boss will die. Oceiros, the Gasum King, is weak to lightning and resistant to magic bleed. This is an optional boss fight. You do not have to fight him. He has a staff in his first phase. Stay up close to him, attack him until he does his AoE freeze attack, and then back away. Dodge through his attacks. This boss fight will be talking to you. He's the most talkative boss in the game during the fight.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out. Come out. Don't be afraid. You were born a child of dragons. What could you possibly fear? Now, show yourself, Ocelot. My dear little Ocelot.
Continue on until he gets about 75% or even halfway, which he will then go into his second phase where he loses his cane and goes on all 4 legs. In this phase, you want to stay close to him, but avoid the whip of his tail. Stay close to him, just dodge through his attack, stay underneath his stomach, actually. Because if he gets distance on you, he will do a charge attack and it will hurt and almost one-shot you. But stay close to him, keep your shield up, dodge and roll through his attacks. That is the one-shot, it will curse you. But always keep your run into distance, get an attack. Stay underneath him, and this boss will be an easy walkthrough. Just rinse and repeat, and the boss will be dead. Champion Gundyr is another optional boss. The way to get to him is after you fought Oceiros. Go through the room that opened up behind him, and there should be a chest on the back wall. You roll through the wall. This boss is probably one of the fastest bosses in the game. You want to take your time with him. He's more aggressive than the first time you fought him. If you are behind him, he will back kick you, which will stun you, and he'll continue to attack. So just roll through him, get a few slashes in, and then roll away. He is weak to lightning, and he is parryable, just like the first time. Halfway or 75%, his eyes will glow red, and this he'll be more aggressive. Again, you're another boss to be patient with, and take your time. Dragonslayer Armour. He's weak to frost, and he's resistant to dark and lightning. This boss, his shield is more deadlier than his actual weapon. You want to avoid his attacks as much as possible, of course. He will do a big slash which can knock you off the side and it'll be insta-death. Roll through his attacks, hit him once or twice, and then roll away. He can be staggered, knocked to a knee. Get a few attacks in before he does a little AoE knockback attack. About halfway through, the dragons that were around him will start to assist him, shooting like dark beams and dark balls that can stagger and really hurt you. Just be wary about that and make sure you dodge them if you can. Once in a while, he'll two-hand his weapon and do a lightning attack, in which you can get behind him and get a few hits in on him. Lothric, the younger prince. He's weak to lightning and frost. In the first phase, it'll just be the elder prince fighting you one-on-one. When he teleports, dodge immediately. When he does that attack, just dodge right or left. Roll through his attacks, get a few attacks in. Again, when he teleports, dodge immediately, because he'll either be on top of you or be near you, ready to attack. You rinse, repeat until the first phase is done. This boss fight can be tedious, just gotta be patient. As you can see there, he can be staggered a little bit, which you can get a few attacks in on him. On the second phase, the younger prince will revive him and be on his back as a caster. As soon as this is, he'll summon crystals, dodge him while he teleports and tries to attack him. Just keep dodging until it's over. This you may want to attack is the younger prince on the back, so always aim for the back. Once you kill him, the fight is over. He'll occasionally do Soul Spear like that. When they disappear and do a long range attack, when he did before with the Sword Smash, be ready to dodge twice or 3 times, because the brother on the back will do a Soul Spear twice or once. If you kill the Elder Prince first, he will lie on the ground, and the younger one will fall off the back, in which he will revive him. And this time you get a few pot shots on, but then back away, because then he'll do an massive AoE attack. And then get back on his back. But when you kill him, the fight is over.
You remain among the accursed.
In this part, I will show you how to get to Archdragon Peak, where you can fight 2 more optional bosses if you want. You have to require the Dragon Stance, the Path of the Dragon gesture, which you get when you go fight the other 2 optional bosses. It'll be on a statue. You go to this statue, which is in the dungeon. You sit at it, and you'll be transported into Archdragon Peak. The Ancient Wyvern is another optional boss weak to lightning and frost. His head is the weakness, but in this boss fight, you can run by him, get to a high place, and plunge attack him, which will be a one-shot kill. But when you run to get to the high place, you will have to fight or run past a bunch of snake monsters, which they can be annoying and attack you in the back and almost kill you. And while you're doing this, the dragon can breathe fire, and it will hit you and knock you down. But you can take your time while running through this place, as the boss will not follow you unless you're out in the open, and then he will do a fire attack. Just keep following this path until you get to a ladder. Once you're up here, drop down, and then drop down again. You will see signs. They will always be there. Wait until his fire attack is done. Run, jump off, and plunge attack his head. And then that's it. It'll be a one-shot hit. The Nameless King is a two-part fight where you fight his dragon and then you fight him himself. It's an optional boss, you do not have to fight him. This is probably the hardest boss in the whole game. It depends on your opinion. When he comes down, lock onto the dragon's head and be prepared to dodge. Either he will charge attack you or he'll just fly by you, in which you follow him. The King of the Storm is weak to his head, so just attack his head. The Nameless King will do lightning attacks, which you can roll past, but sometimes it will hit you. At about halfway, the dragon will be staggered, in which you can parry its head. You can roll through the fire and get a few hits on his head. The camera in this fight can be confusing, and you will take unnecessary hits. The dragon will fly around, and the Nameless King will throw a lightning bolt. The best way is to lock onto actually the Nameless King, so you can see when it's about to attack. When it's staggered, go up, parry attack him. After that, the dragon part's over. Now in the second phase, the Nameless King is a lot harder. This is where the real fight will begin, and you may die a few times. This is a trial and error fight. When it first starts, he might do 2 attacks. Just block them with your shield. They won't hurt you. They're like tremors. They'll be like fog coming towards you, or dust. In this fight, you want to be careful. You always want to be dodging his attacks. He will do that attack, which is easy. Do not get greedy with your attacks again. I found out the best way is when he does his attack is do left, right. Either dodge towards his attack where he's starting from. If one attack hits you, he'll most likely follow up with another attack. He does a plunge attack where he sticks you and then throws you. Rinse and repeat until he gets down to halfway mark. In the halfway mark, he'll do more lightning attacks and less actual attacks. He'll do a lightning slam, which he hits the ground, which you can dodge right behind him. But then watch out for the after effect, because lightning bolts will come out of the ground. Or fly towards you. Or not towards you, but fly around. I kind of think that the second phase is a little bit easier. He will also do where he charges up his spear, and then when it shines, a lightning bolt will come out of the sky and hit you. If you don't dodge it, it will do a lot of damage. As soon as it shines, though, dodge it. In this phase, he can be staggered, and you can get a bunch of shots in on him. It is one of those fights, you just keep doing the same old, and then eventually the boss will die. The Soul of Cinder, the final boss. He's weak to lightning, and he can only be staggered in the second phase. After you go through one life bar, he will come back again. In his first phase, I like to say he goes through every class in the game. The first one is a warrior, where it's just a regular sword. And then usually after his second, it'll become a long sword, which he'll have a longer attack and do whirlwind attacks. Again, just stay on the right side of this boss and get attacks in when you can. His first phase is pretty simple, as you can just roll through his attacks. After the long sword, he will pull out like a Skimir and be a Pyromancer dexterity build, in which he's faster and does a bunch of backflips and poison attacks and fire. And then the last will be a mage, where he summons Soul Spear, Magic Sword, and Crystal Spheres above him. When he goes in the mage, you can go in, get a few attacks on him, and even stop him from doing attacks. The second phase I like to do, which you can do if you want to make it easier, because now he will be more aggressive and have a fire sword, is you can lead him away. When he jumps, you can get a few attacks. This attack right here, if you get caught up into it, is most likely the one-shot kill you. So roll out of it away from him when he does it. A fire shield will be good against this fight again. He will also have a grab attack in which he will grab you. It doesn't do as much damage, but he will become stronger. He has two lightning attacks, one which you just seen is a lightning spear which he throws at you, and then one where he summons a bunch of lightning out of the sky.
gracious Lord, make Londor whole.
I hope you enjoyed all the boss fights. This was a little insight from me to you on to help you a little bit more on how to fight these bosses. Again, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. That's how this game usually is. And as you noticed, I was on New Game Plus, so some of the bosses might have been a little bit easier, but still the same kind of tactics if you are not on New Game Plus. And this is just to help you a little bit. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and share, and if you do, subscribe. It'd be awesome. Until next time, take it easy, guys.